Thank you very much, Peggy, for that kind introduction and for your leadership, along with Larry and Jim of the distinctlyDrake campaign. It's phenomenal what you were able to accomplish in cooperation and partnership with everyone in this room, and on behalf of the university, we are deeply grateful for your service. Laura and I are so pleased to be with all of you tonight here in the Knapp Center on Drake's beautiful campus. We sincerely thank you for the warm welcome that you have extended to us since I was announced as your 13th president in January. It's been somewhat overwhelming, to tell you the truth, and we've remarked to each other many times over what a blessing it is that we've been welcomed into this place. Honestly, it's hard to imagine how it could have turned out any better for us. That's the experience that we've had so far of Drake and Des Moines and all of you. We're here tonight to celebrate an incredible accomplishment, the completion of the largest campaign in Drake's history. When I began my journey toward this presidency last fall, I did as anyone would do. I go online and I start to try to discover the place. And pretty quickly, I found out that the university was in the midst of a capital campaign. And so I start to discover the progress that it's making, and I was astounded because it was already very near the goal of 200 million even then. And as I came back from my interview and learned more about the campaign, I became even that much more impressed because it was launched in the fall of 2008, which probably was the worst time in the history of mankind to launch a capital campaign. And nevertheless, it was being wonderfully successful. And it was doing that without what you would have expected, which would have been one or two kind of 8-figure gifts. Rather, it was doing it being built upon the investment, as it turns out, of nearly 24,000 loyal supporters of this institution. That does deserve a round of applause. That engagement, that level of engagement, that number of people and entities who were willing to invest their resources in this institution speaks volumes about the commitment of Drake's alumni and friends, the confidence that they have in this place, and the love that you feel for this university, for this community. As you already know, I arrived here almost 3 months to the day. And during that time, I've done a lot of listening. I've had lots of conversations with students, faculty, staff, business leaders, community members, and what I've discovered is that there are so many people out there, counting every single one of you, but so many people who love this institution and are excited about its future, who have great hopes for its future, who have great ambition for what we are going to accomplish, in large part because of the success of this campaign. At the same time, I've been able to, along with Laura, discover Drake on a bit more of a personal level. As many of you know, last week was Parents' Weekend. And so on Saturday night, Laura and I went to the Parents' Weekend Cabaret. And if you've never experienced this, I encourage you to do so in the future. It entails performances by each class of theater students that are completely scripted, directed, choreographed, and performed by those students. And it's a hoot. I'll tell you, it's a hoot. The joy in our performing arts hall last Saturday was absolutely infectious. There was screaming, yelling, clapping, whistling, you name it, it was happening there. A few nights before, on Thursday night, Laura snuck out of the house at midnight to witness and record the vocal cords, which is another one of our a cappella groups. We heard an earlier one this evening, but another one of our a cappella groups, serenading couples at the Kissing Rock. That's a tradition here at Drake University. And truth be told, she was there not just as the wife of the president, but she was there as a proud mom of one of the most recent inductees into the vocal cords, our son, Cade. If I could kind of step out of my role as president for a moment and just talk to you as dad, we are so appreciative of the welcome and the experience that our son has already had and received and already had here at Drake. He is happy, he is engaged, he is being challenged, he's being stretched. Everything that any parent would want for their child as they start off in this new adventure our son is receiving and experiencing here at Drake. It just speaks to what this place has to offer. And I know I'm reflecting probably the same experience many of you have had as parents over the years as you have sent your children here. But this place works, and I'm so appreciative, we are so appreciative of all the faculty, staff, and students who are making that possible. You know, that Kissing Rock is evidently a great tradition that the vocal cords will serenade couples at the Kissing Rock at midnight on that particular evening. And we look forward to experiencing all the various traditions that are associated with this great institution. It's just one of the joys of being able to join this community. You know, we have so much to be proud of here at Drake. This institution ranks amongst the best of the high institutions of higher education in the country. I've got an awful lot of statistics I could recite for you to that effect, but rather I'll just offer up the experience of our students and the experience of our graduates. And I'll really just offer up what you heard from Kevin earlier this evening. Kevin talking about his own experience here at Drake, about what he was able to do because we are an institution that attracts CNN to host this group reflecting upon the Republican presidential debate. I've come to know that when I'm engaged with the students in any kind of event, we don't start until Kevin shows up. Because he's always there. He's kind of the reverse of Where's Waldo, because Kevin's always there. But he's just this wonderful example of the life of our students and the culture and the community that exists and the engagement that they bring to the institution and that they share with each other. Other instances of this. You know, our students perform an amazing number of hours of community service, both local and global. Our class of 2013-14 performed over 230,000 hours of community service in 1 year, the students at the institution that year. Some wonderful examples of this. There's a health clinic right now in Uganda that is there because students who went on a summer term in Uganda as part of the College of Business and Public Administration saw a need. They saw people in need, and they did something about it. And so now there's a clinic in Uganda. Our law students saw a need here locally for food trucks. And so they got busy and drafted some ordinances that have made that possible. And so it was so appropriate last night for those of you who were able to attend the law school celebration as part of the 150th anniversary celebration, that there were food trucks outside the law school. That nice contribution to the vibrancy of this great city. One of our first-year students right now is serving on his local school board. Shortly after he graduated from high school and as he was getting ready to come to Drake, he saw a need for some representation of a certain voice on his school board, and so he took on the challenge of being that voice. Those are the kinds of students we have here at Drake. We have students achieving remarkable professional success while they're here. Our journalism students produce national award-winning publications. If you haven't seen these, I encourage you to pick one up. You're not going to be able to tell the difference between what they're producing versus what these major corporations are producing. Our choirs and musical ensembles perform all over the world. Our pharmacy students and science majors collaborate with faculty on cutting-edge research. Our education majors inspire young minds in partnership with Nationwide Insurance and the Des Moines Public Schools. All of this and more is happening at your university, is happening right here at Drake University. And all of this is made possible by those who support this institution with their generous philanthropy, and of course that includes all of you. Thank you for what you have done for this university. You are among our most loyal supporters, and none of this could happen without you. Now we are approaching, and this has been mentioned a couple of times tonight, we are approaching the future from a real position of strength. A position of strength that is built upon the success of Distinctly Drake, a position of strength that is built upon the leadership and guidance and vision that David Maxwell provided to this institution for 16 years. And we find ourselves now at this pivot point in history. We have the opportunity to set the course for this university for years to come. We have an extraordinary opportunity to define the future. And what I'm referring to now is kind of what's up next for Drake. And that's our STEM at Drake project. This will entail new academic programs, entail the enhancement of existing programs, the major modification of existing facilities, and, as has been mentioned, the construction of 2 new facilities. One to house our School of Education and Math and Computer Science departments, another that will connect Olin to Fitch and really bring together pharmacy and our sciences in a way that has never occurred at this institution in the past. When all of this is done, and it will be done with your support, when all of this is done, we will have a state-of-the-art complex that interconnects our programs in science, technology, education, and math in ways that we've never even imagined before, in ways that the world demands. You know, the world demands today that college graduates think beyond any single area of expertise. The word is multidisciplinary, and you must be multidisciplinary to thrive today. The world demands that college graduates be able to work with others to arrive at multifaceted, ethical, and empathetic solutions to society's and our planet's most pressing concerns. Our STEM at Drake complex and the programs associated with it will enable us to do those things. It will break down physical barriers that have traditionally separated various colleges and schools and departments. It will lead to stronger cooperation across disciplines that will enhance learning and inquiry. Our graduates in the sciences will be better prepared to tackle the challenges of the 21st century. Our education graduates will be better equipped to teach math and science to the next generation. If you can't tell, I'm pretty excited about STEM at Drake and the promise that it holds for our future. This is a critically important step for this institution. And in the coming months, we're going to be working to secure the necessary philanthropic support to get this project done. Your continued engagement, advocacy, and support of Drake will be incredibly necessary and vital. We will be making history here at Drake University. This is a pivot point in our history. As I close, I'd like to do 2 things. First, I just want to express my deep appreciation to David for the support and guidance and advice that you gave me as we went through the transition and that you continue to offer. I've got to tell you that it made it really easy to step into the job on July the 1st because of what David enabled me to do and supported me in doing from January to July. And I greatly appreciate it, David. Thank you so, so much. And lastly, but certainly not least, let me again offer my heartfelt thanks to all of you, first and foremost for the welcome that you've extended to Laura and I. We deeply, deeply appreciate it, and we feel at home already. And also thank you for allowing me to step into a remarkable university that has the kind of support that you've extended to it and continue to extend to it. I take heart in knowing that we can count on your continued support and investment. And I look forward in the coming months and years to getting to know all of you so much better as we work together to deliver on our mission promise. Thank you very much.